Hello, today I'm doing some work around the engine compartment of my 1977 GMC Vandura. Here's an overview of the engine compartment. I need to sort out what's going on here. I need to get that alternator right back. You see it's not there. Also need to get the battery holder back. Before I do all that though, I want to clean up this engine space. The insulation's gotten pretty bad. Some of the wires, they're running kind of haphazard, so I want to open this up so that I can clean it up later. So here you're seeing the engine compartment from the front. You saw me remove that cover. This looks perhaps different from what you're used to. It's because it's a natural gas engine. Here's an oil pressure gauge that had been installed, and to read it you would have to look at the floor. So it's things like that. I just want to clean some of that stuff up. In order to get at the engine, I needed to open the hood. I tried to shoot a video showing how to do that here, but the quality didn't come out. Suffice it to say that to open the hood, there's basically this latch just to the right of the middle. You hit it once and it pops the hood, and then you have to open the hood with that lever depressed. And that's not actually something I was able to do on camera, so I ask you to use your imagination for that bit. Now the hood is up, and there you see the little bar that holds it open. And there you see the latches and all of the other things. Now I wanted to just remove the hood. I had already traced around where these hinges should go. The hood was just getting in my way, and I didn't like the idea of it slamming down on my head as I'm fooling around in there, because I wanted to do quite a bit of work here. So I took out the bolts. That's what they look like. Just a short stubby little thing with a washer. The hood is going to move around like that when you free it from its hinges, so just be careful. When I did the far side I had to consider that, so the hood was in the position you saw it, and that allowed me to take it off entirely. Now I can get at this stuff a lot easier. So I've got, this is the windshield wiper fluid. That's the little tube I took off, and then it just slides out of its holder. This one doesn't seem to be restrained by any kind of bolts or anything, it's just in there loose. Now the holder was in the way for what I wanted to do, so I decided to take it off. I needed a pretty long extension for my ratchet. So I took that bolt off, and then there's a few other bolts. All of this was really difficult to get video for. It's not easier to shoot video of an engine compartment at all. So here I am now taking out one of the other bolts, and then another one. I believe there are 4 in total, if I remember correctly. There's the bolt. Now that whole assembly can come out like so. And this is just going to let me get at the compartment a lot easier. I also want to take out, this is I believe a coolant overflow reservoir. I want to take this out because I'm going to be doing a bunch of work just to the left of it with where the battery holder goes. And I don't really want to be accidentally scratching, or not scratching, but cracking the plastic on this. So I just removed it entirely. It's going to let me get a better view of things. It's held in place through these flanges formed from the plastic by a few bolts. Removing those bolts will let you take it out, but it still is connected by a hose. I struggled mightily to get the hose off. The order of operations is basically loosen that clamp, and then you need to really loosen off the hose. I had to loosen it off initially with some vice grips, and then I was able to work it off by hand like you see here. And then there's the other side of the hose. This is going to just below the radiator cap, so I'm going to be taking this out, and then I'm going to be plugging the hole I made with a piece of cloth. You should always plug holes for things like if you're working on anything with liquid inside of it. You don't want debris or anything to get in there. So I took all that out. Now I'm taking out this plate. This plate is retaining some of the insulation, and you can see how just horrendously worn out the insulation is. The thermal insulation is that stuff you see hanging down with the foil on it. This is meant to protect the rest of the vehicle from the heat the engine generates, but it's just in so bad condition, and it's got that fiberglass stuff, so whenever I reach in there I end up getting itchy hands, and I don't like that. So I decided I was gonna take this retaining plate off, and then I was gonna take the insulation out. So here you see some more shots of me taking the bolts off the plate. That's gonna let me loosen the plate and take it out. So there you see it come free. Very simple plate. And for this next part, I'm just going to be removing all of this insulation. So again, I've got gloves on. I wish I would have worn a respirator. This stuff got in my lungs real bad. But I'm working that insulation off. It's so loose. Like I really just want to replace this stuff. It's loose and it's coming apart like it's brittle. It was turning into dust, and I just don't want that falling on my engine. So I ended up taking it all out, which was kind of difficult to do because it tore in a bunch of places. It had been weakened, so there was still some bits stuck over. And there you see it come out. You can see how dusty and fragile it is. So that's how I just cleaned up the engine compartment of this GMC with a natural gas engine. If you've also got a natural gas engine, I hope this gives you a lot of good shots on it. I'll also be working on this in later videos. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing all this, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.